all over these great states, we are there. Beyond the state, we are there. Beyond the shores of Nigeria, just latch on via the social media platform, Facebook precisely, and you are on to conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
And yes, this Monday morning is September 29th of 2025. Yes, the year of our Lord Jesus Christ. The conversation program, like Tola said, is a program meant to dish out stories to you out there for you to make analysis through the phones, analysis, your views, and of course, we too to make our own analysis. And yes, this is how we do it every day, every morning, except Sundays on the program Conversation. Bimbo Akombi is my name.
Now, Bimbo, today is Monday, 29th of September, and now September ends tomorrow. Tomorrow, September 30. And my memories just took me back to this rhyme that we used to sing way back in primary school in those days, regarding the days of the days of the month. And I'm just wondering, like I used to wonder all those years ago, why did they choose to start with September? 30 days at September, April, June, and November, all the rest of 31, except February alone, which has got 28 days, yes, and 29 in a leap year. And so why didn't they start like this? 31 days at January. Why did they start from September? Maybe Babariba is a teacher. Maybe he'll be able to answer that question when he calls in this morning.
Yes, Tola, before we move on, yes, last week had been a hectic day, talking about the
hectic week.
Week rather, the coronation of our new monarch in Ibadan, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja. Yes, it was coronated yesterday. The president was here. All other eminent and prominent traditional rulers were here in Ibadan. Ibadan was agog. Yes, different people, politicians, businessmen, and everyone. Ibadan was at a standstill. Yes, and it was a work well done for media workers out there, especially our own BCS. Ti àwọn ọba yẹn wá, àwa máa yẹra wa.
And if nobody will congratulate us, we will congratulate ourselves.
Yes.
Like the lizard that fell from the Iroko tree in Chino Achebe's walks.
Yes.
If nobody will congratulate the lizard, it will congratulate itself. So we congratulate ourselves.
Yes. Talking about
for work well done.
Yes. Talking about live coverages, reports, analysis, interviews on TV for the whole 1 week. Yes, we congratulate ourselves.
And well, look, you said Ibadan was agog. It looks like it's still very much agog, but yes, the celebrations and the collection activities have not ended. Ibadan is still very much agog, and still very much aglow. The dignitaries, the cream of society, the blue bloods, the cream of Nigerian aristocracy have still been coming to Ibadan. Yesterday, I think another event, there was a reception in his honor at the International Conference Center, University of Ibadan, and I saw there was also a church service. And so Ibadan is still agog, Ibadan is still aglow. And then the Oba, well, he has unfolded an economic plan for Ibadan, and his plans to facilitate rapid economic development to Ibadan, and I guess that will also be complementing, very much complementing the efforts of the state government.
Yes.
And because of his influence, of course, that would be very beneficial to the state and to the people of the state, and of course to the government as well. And it's assuring local and foreign investors of enabling environment, says Ibadan abhors religious crisis. And one of the blue bloods that came calling at the weekend was the daughter of the late political sage, Mrs. Tokunbo Awolowo. And she says, let this coronation be the beginning of a new renaissance for Ibadan. So here is one monarch. He has been there, he has been governor, he has been a senator. He knows what it takes, and of course he would know, he would be working hand in hand with the government of the day in Oyo State to bring development to Ibadan, and by extension even the whole of Oyo State, Bimbo.
And he will be offering his own advice and to chart a way forward for for the government because of his antecedents. The businessman, successful businessman for that matter, politician, a leader of groups and societies and human rights, groups then, and a real financier of some, groups that fought for the emancipation of Nigerians. That was during the June 12, 1993 elections, when all things went awry then in Nigeria.
Regarding development of his domain, Ibadan is very much on the same page with Governor Seyi Makinde on this. And of course, I'm sure the governor would only be too glad to have that pool of wisdom to tap from to further, like I said, complement his own good works. I mean, talking about the governor regarding issues of development concerning Ibadan land. So we wish the king a long and peaceful reign, and may all his vision, may his aspirations, may his yearnings for the glory of Ibadan land and Oyo State, may it all come to pass.
Amen.
All right, to the big ones now, Bimbo. That banner headline before me. Still so much crisis ongoing in Osun State regarding the local government councils. Okay, federal government has paid Osun State's local government allocations into APC members' accounts. Norgay reveals. We'll talk more about this after this commercial break. We'll be back.
Market here. Fine girl, I have your size. Come down. Hold on. It's not that kind of market. Let's fix that. Now, that's much better. This is the Nigerian International Trade Fair. We're talking about the best of Nigerian innovation, the power of global commerce, and the future of our economy. For 10 days, the world will trade with Nigeria. Over 100,000 visitors, 2,000 plus SMEs, and exhibitors from 10 plus countries. From green tech to agriculture and finance. Join us at the Nigerian International Trade Fair. To register, exhibit, or volunteer, visit www.nitf.ng or call or WhatsApp on 0815-256-0854. Date 31st of October to 9th November. Location Trade Fair Complex, Lagos, Badagry Expressway. Your journey to the future starts now.
Conversation.
Right, we are back, and it's good to know you are still there, and the program is still Conversation. We are talking about Osun State and the brouhaha over local government allocations.
And how did Norgay get to know about this information, and they are revealing it?
Well, we have the writers here. The Norgay described the action as bizarre, scary, unprecedented. Well, APC has responded, and they say APC slams Norgay, says allocations were paid into local government councils' accounts. Well, the PDP is here challenging APC to disclose accounts into which local government allocations were paid. So we really don't know who has been economical with the truth. But then the federal government needs to say something. The Attorney General of the Federation needs to say something, and then perhaps the Accountant General of the Federation, maybe they all need to say something so that Nigerians would be sure of what they are saying. And then, well, Norgay, they claim to have evidence as to what they are saying. Okay, and I'm trying to look for this story. Okay, it's on page 18 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. The Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, Norgay Osun State Chapter, has raised alarm over what it described as unprecedented abuse of power by key federal government officials in the handling of state local government allocations. Now, speaking at a press conference in Osogbo on Sunday, the state Norgay President, Dr. Nathaniel Ogungbangbe, accused the Minister of Finance, the Accountant General of the Federation, and the Attorney General of the Federation of unlawfully releasing Osun's local government fund accounts into accounts operated by SAG, All Progressive Congress, APC chairmen, and councillors. Okay, I think I get the drift now. Since the federal government is insisting on recognizing the All Progressive Congress chairman and councillor. So it is those accounts that is being run, not their personal accounts, those accounts that is being run by them, by the councils under
the APC
leadership. That's what,
chairmanship
so that's exactly what happened. And according to him, today we have on good authority that these three principal officers of the federal government have released the Osun State Local Government Council accounts, council allocation for the month of March 2025 to September 2025 to the illegal bank accounts opened by court-sagged APC chairmen and councillors. I know, in line with the issue of financial autonomy for local government councils, so it is the APC it is the APC, the sagged APC chairman, according to Norgay, that went to open their accounts, and so for the money to be disbursed directly into those accounts by the federal government, according to the matter of local government financial autonomy. Well, I think Osun is one of the few states that has done this, though in controversial circumstances. So, so the Norgay is saying we find this development very scary and alarming. Paying local government allocations to privately opened and illegal bank accounts of politicians is unbelievable, bizarre, and unprecedented in the history of public administration in Nigeria. Now, Dr. Ogunbangbe explained that the controversial accounts were opened with them, well, they mentioned a particular bank, and then he continued, these funds were paid to the accounts opened by these APC men, and despite the fact that the due process was not followed in opening the said accounts. So the point of contention here is that the Norgay does not recognize the APC chairman as their council chairman. So that's why to them the funds were paid into illegally operated accounts. But whichever way, well, my opinion here, I think Norgay should be on the side of whatever the law says, although I'm not sure what to believe anymore. I'm not sure where to stand on what the law says on these issues, because even the issue of the litigation itself is controversial. I think there's still a case pending at the Supreme Court to decide who should have where that allocation should be paid, and to decide whether who actually is in charge of the local government councils in Osun State. So another way of looking at it, Bimbo, is that maybe the issue of disbursement should have waited until the case is decided. The question now is that now this money that has been paid, and I think a similar thing happened even prior to this time, and it's not the first time that the money has been paid into those particular controversial accounts. So have activities been going on at the local government councils? I mean, financial activities. Are workers being paid? Are projects being executed? These are the questions that need them to be answered. Well, APC, the explanation from the APC, Bimbo, they are saying the allocations were paid into local council accounts. So, meanwhile, Osun State chapter of the All Progressive Congress, APC, has chartered the state chapter of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, led by Kehinde Nathaniel Ogunbangbe, saying he has added to his political duty under the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as a new interpreter of the court judgments in respect of the delayed federal allocations for the state council chairman. The party's Director of Media and Information, Chief Kola Olabisi, said in a statement in Osogbo that we want to, as a party which believes in the rule of law, make it clear that it is not the duty of Norgay to interpret any court judgment. I also think so too, Bimbo.
Yes.
It is not the duty of Norgay to interpret any court judgment under the Court of Appeal judgment of February 10, 2025, which restated the APC Local Government Council chairman and their councillors is still in force, as there is no record anywhere that it was appealed against. It is also not true that the said federal allocations are paid into the account of any of our local government council chairmen or any of the APC members or chieftains, but into local government council accounts.
Well, I don't know why this is being elongated. It has been on for, I think, since last year.
Well, I do not know myself. And like the APC said, I think it is more of the duty of the state attorney general and maybe the attorney general at the federal level to interpret the court judgments in this particular case. And Norgay seems to be taking sides. But like I said, my opinion, Bimbo, they seem to be taking sides, political sides,
yes.
from what I'm seeing here. But then, like I said, that's my view, Bimbo.
Yes. Well, Nigerians, yes, may be facing tougher times. That is talking about the, the imbroglio between Pengassan and Dangote, yes. And I think a nationwide strike is built to start today. And this is ahead as the nationwide strike declared by the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, built to begin today, threatens to unleash a twin blow of soaring petrol prices and widespread electricity blackout. And of course, it will still affect food. And the union's directive to halt crude oil and gas supplies to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has sent shockwaves through the energy sector, with oil marketers warning of severe disruptions in fuel distribution. Yes, fuel distribution, and this move is expected to choke the domestic market, driving up demand and prices. And compounding the crisis, power generation companies have announced a complete shutdown of all thermal plants, a direct fallout of the strike, with thermal stations producing more than 70% of Nigeria's power supply. The development threatens to plunge the nation into darkness, crippling economic activities and plunging millions of households and businesses into deeper strain, unless the federal government intervenes. Let the federal government sit down now and let them be looking, in quote, let them be looking now, and they should let the nation be in total darkness. They should let petrol increase again. They should let food increase again when people are heaving a sigh of relief.
Bimbo, why do I have this feeling? And I mean, that there is more to this than meets the eye. Why am I spelling a rat regarding the activities of
you are not spelling only a rat, okay? Yes, because this is getting too much. It's getting too much.
And is it skunk? They call this particular kind of rat that little comes into your house. It's there because of the smell.
Smell, yes. Asin, yes.
So why am I spelling asin in this particular? I mean, regarding the current activities of Pengassan and Nupeng, why at this time the issues they raised, I want to believe those are issues that have always been there. Why are they just realizing now that at this critical time, when there are ongoing reforms in the petroleum sector, why is that this time that they've just realized that some people are not being allowed to unionize, and they must fight this by crippling the economy, by shutting down the economy of Nigeria? How come the power sector, these unions that are the nation's jugular, that form the lifeline of the nation, and like I said, at this critical time, when efforts are being made at reforms, the books are being opened, Bimbo. And also, it's just a very short drive to the next general elections.
Yes.
So, aside from the fact that the subsidy thieves, the faceless cabals could be at work, the politicians could also be at work to cripple any attempt for Nigerians to even heave a sigh of relief. So, even the TUC is also mobilizing affiliates for nationwide action. And I wonder, even if these issues are there, the unions are unhappy with Dangote, the way it has been doing things regarding welfare of its members, regarding the matter of unionization. These are things that could be talked about, that could be settled at roundtable discussions. I don't believe that Aliko Dangote is the type that doesn't listen. And there is a paid advertorial in the newspapers this morning by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, and I just want to read out maybe a few paragraphs, their own side of the story, and then what they are saying about the activities of Pengassan. Well, they refer to them as a lawless organization. Well, I think that's a bit harsh,
yes.
And they call them, they said they are spreading lies, and they are engaging in terror tactics. Now, there's a lot in the advertorial, but let me just take this few. It says First, when in 2007, the federal government sold its moribund refineries in Port Harcourt and Kaduna to Blue Star Consortium, led by Dangote Group at $750 million US. It was this same bully association, that's Dangote Refinery referred to Pengasan. It says the bully association Pengasan and the co-travelers, one of whom is the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, that vociferously sabotaged the process. It is now obvious to everyone that the federal government's decision at the time was the right one, and that Pengasan and NUPENG ignominiously wrote their names on the wrong pages of their history. And secondly, Dangote also says that more recently, Pengasan with his co-travelers loudly celebrated the purported rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery. Nigerians now know that the purported rehabilitation was a ruse and that Pengasan was knowingly celebrating a scam on Nigerians. Pengasan has also been in the forefront of opposing the amendment of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 in a manner that would allow the federal government to restructure the equity holdings of some of its upstream joint venture assets and thereby provide much needed liquidity for the government while injecting private sector funding and expertise for the management of the assets. This is reminiscent of the inglorious role of the same Pengasan and its allies in aborting the sale of the Port Harcourt and Kaduna refineries in 2007. And it also says, apart from feeding the lavish lifestyles of the association's oligarchs, what has Pengasan been doing with the monthly check-up dues and subscription of its members, which runs into billions of naira?
That is being asked by Dangote Group.
And Dangote Refinery also goes to list what it has done by way of social responsibility for Nigerians. Now, Bimbo, not that I'm trying to whitewash the Dangote Group here. I know that I'm trying to support whatever they have done. Of course, you also know, like I do, that Alhaji Aliko Dangote, his company, the Dangote Group, they're capitalists, quite all right. And of course, they are business people, and they would do probably want to serve their own interest first before the interest of the generality. But then, if indeed Dangote is trying to hold the economy by the jugular and is trying to ride roughshod on the Nigerian economy, we played into their hands.
Yes.
Why, for God's sake, is our refinery is not working? The local refineries, Port Harcourt, Warri, Kaduna, why are they not working? And of course, from what Dangote is saying and from what we have also seen, it is we that have refused to allow these refineries to work. And by saying we, I refer to Pengasan and NUPENG, because these are associations that are peopled by Nigerians. They are Nigerians, so it is us. We are the ones that are not that have refused to allow it to work. So that's why I said if indeed Dangote is ripping us off, we played into Dangote's hands. So if by now that rip-off wants to translate into something better, into even a sigh of relief, like you said, then we should not sabotage it, because we don't seem to have much of a choice here. Let's have this commercial break and we'll be back.
Special secret that awakens taste buds. Watching wonder with awesome aroma. Terra seasoning cubes.
Terra seasoning cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra cubes. Come cook with Terra.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Ìbá ṣe jọ̀lọ́fù, ata díndín, kódà àsáró tàbí spaghetti,
ṣe oúnjẹ tó ta wọ́n yọ pẹ̀lú pepper terra.
Pepper Terra.
Any motor wey you dey drive, you need confirm protection no for your engine no. Keke make am mobile, make it mobile oh, make it mobile. Anywhere you dey, your motor deserve to be number one yo. Make it mobile oh, make it mobile. You carry the go, make everybody join me say, make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
All right, we're back, and the program is still conversation.
Tola, before we move on, still talking about the petroleum sector. Now, Pengasan is saying some things that I am seeing here. It had already directed its member stations in various field locations to down tools from 6 a.m. on Sunday, September 28th, and commence a round-the-clock prayer vigil. The emergency decision followed the sack of over 800 Nigerian workers at the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, and in a strongly worded resolution signed by Pengasan General Secretary Lumumba Okugbawa, the union accused the refinery of violating Nigerian labor laws and international law organization conventions by sacking workers for joining the union. It alleged the dismissed workers had been replaced by foreigners. What I'm thinking is, I think we talked about that. What if they joined the union? How does it affect the refinery? I mean, the Dangote refinery.
Well, much of what Pengasan is saying is been debunked by Dangote. They are saying they carried out what they called some kind of reorganization, and they said that they did not sack anyone. That's what they are saying. That what they are calling mass sack was actually a kind of reorganization. But you know, these are semantics.
Yes.
Sometimes when you lay off people, you call it reorganization. Especially when you lay them off and you give them their dues and what is due to them and all that, and you follow proper procedure. And they are insisting that they have every right to reorganize if they find it necessary. You understand?
Yes.
But by and large, Bimbo, my submission this morning, I don't want to be seen from speaking from two sides of the mouth. My submission this morning is that I think Nupeng and Pengasan should think more about Nigeria and think less of themselves. My opinion this morning.
Yes, well, that is what I always think about, and what I always say. Nigerians should be in their hearts. They should have the interest of the people at heart in any situation. They should come to a round table. I don't know how they will do it. It is we Nigerians that are suffering. They will not suffer. Their children will not suffer. Their family will not suffer because they are the
Of course, the Pengasan and Nupengem union, they live like kings. They live like emperors.
Yes.
You see them. They have houses all over the country in the world's choice capitals. They are there. Well, like remember. Just maybe we might be having a quick solution to this. It says here the federal government summons Pengasan Dangote to reconciliation meeting. So that meeting is going to yield fruit. Well, it's going to affect everybody. So I guess the federal government should be worried. They should be bothered about this.
Yes. In the meantime, Nigeria exported premium motor spirit known as petrol, worth 371.54 billion naira in the second quarter of 2025, marking the first recorded shipment of the product after the Dangote Petroleum Refinery came online. The breakthrough follows the commencement of operations of the refinery, Africa's largest single train refining complex. That is some of the fallouts of the coming on board of the Dangote refinery.
And people are trying to put the spoke in those wheels as we speak.
Yes.
But more headlines: Nigeria faces reduced number of banks as mergers acquisition pressure intensifies. Clearly, some banks are going to cease to exist, mainly due to the issue of recapitalization. And NDLA arrests 2 drug kingpins with consignments of cocaine, heroin, meth in Lagos. Over 90% of Nigeria are still uninsured despite NHIA Act. That's coming from Mr. Femi Falano.
Yes.
So, Biba, are you insured in any way, aside them, the health insurance, the compulsory health insurance, the Oyo State government? Do you have any other form of insurance?
I don't have, although there have been overtures to me. But, you know, people are not well educated about these schemes.
People don't trust these schemes.
Yes. Well,
insurance companies,
yes.
when these things happen, these unfortunate events that we don't pray for, when it happens, they will find every means or way not to pay you. So that's why Nigerians, that is what Mr. Fowler should be looking at now. Why do Nigerians not trust the insurance organization? I mean, I'm not talking about business insurance now. Of course, if you are doing business, you would be compelled to insure, especially if it's big business.
Yes.
You would be compelled to do the insurance. But then talking about life insurance, for instance, people don't trust the insurance companies.
They don't trust them. They don't. And you know, that is why I'm saying that if there are enough ways to, you know, involve Nigerians, educate Nigerians, you know, against this nonchalant attitude, you know, towards insurance schemes, I think things will improve. And well, I've seen so many insurance companies that have, you know, went out even into organizations, into, you know, banks, into all other places, the marketplaces, to ensure that people, but you know, the people are not really
they're skeptical.
They're skeptical about these schemes.
Another commercial timeout, and we'll be back.
Why? No, see, say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull holographic seal tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull rice, tasty rice nourished you.
The amazing seasoning cube. So when you're cooking your delicious meals, don't compromise. Go for gold.
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
1 cube. Endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
Mom's love is pure. She does. Mom's special jollof. It's a smile on your face. Mom's yummy fried. Cheers you up. Mom tastes too. Nourishes the family. Golden Terra Oil. Golden Terra Oil. Golden Terra Oil. Golden Terra Soya Oil.
Golden Terra Oil helps mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil. Pour pure love.
èyíkéyìí ọkọ̀ tó bá ń wà. ó nílò àpò tó péye. máa dágunlá jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. níbikíbi tó bá wà ló mú ojú lọ́wọ́. ó yá sọ pé. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. mọ́bí ní ṣúlẹ̀ ọjọ́. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. lọ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile.
Right, we're back on the program is still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Tola, before we move on, I have this one here talking about, you read a story talking about insurance on houses or so, general insurance. Now, this one says high cost of rent. Nigerians now rent shop spaces as apartment.
Wow.
And you can see this picture of people sleeping in a shop.
It looks more like a warehouse.
A warehouse, yes. And they have rented spaces for them to lay their heads. This is really devastating. High cost of rent has been a theme of debate after the COVID-19 era. Many landlords increased rent by over 100% following the introduction of various policies by the government, which affected the purchasing power of Nigerians. And living in a fancy house gradually became a dream that if it came to pass, people will give testimonies in over 100 churches. And the number worsened as landlords now increase rent almost every year, causing tenants to vacate their house for affordable apartments. And yes, it is also common here in Ibadan here where we abide. And then
not just Ibadan, it's everywhere.
Everywhere. I'm just being particular about Ibadan. Residents in Ibadan, they are complaining bitterly, especially if you get a house through an agent. Yes.
Oh, wicked agents.
Yes, wicked agents. You have put yourself into a very serious problem.
Now, mostly they connive with the landlord, and they encourage the landlord to chase you out after a year.
Yes.
So you just have in mind, if you rent a very expensive apartment, unless you rent a house from a compassionate person, landlord who has a fear of God, have it in mind that by the next year, at most 2 years, you are out of that house. Even if you can afford to pay, they will find one excuse or the other. They would have assumed that you will not be able to pay an increase, so they will find one excuse or the other
to renovation.
Because of renovation, they could say you are not cleaning the house well. They could say you are not. Well, I once lived in a particular house, Bimbo, and the apartment was nothing to write home about, in a sorry state. The roof, every part of the house was leaking, and we had the nets were torn. The doors were nothing to write on. Well, we did what we could to make the place a little bit habitable. Then I was also cautious because of the fact that I knew that maybe if you do too much of the renovation yourself, eventually they will ask you to move out. But I did the little I could. So, well, there was a son-in-law. It was a landlady. The son-in-law had the landlady had a son-in-law, a very troublesome son-in-law that assumed the role of the agents, and it was not even the agents when we took the house. It was not the one that was introduced to us as the agents, but he took over the role of the agents because of his own greed, and for the fact that he also wanted a share of the cake when we are chased out and another tenant is taken into the house. To cut a long story short, he started by saying that I showed that I was not doing enough to clear the weeds and the bushes around the house. He said I must be doing that every day when I wake up in the afternoon, and then when I'm about to sleep, that I must be. And I was wondering that, okay, that well, I did what I could. Someday I mobilized my children to clear the weeds and all that. But aside from that, it started making all sorts of trouble. So I knew that, okay, the time has come. It's time to move out of this place. And, and of course, well, eventually we moved out. But I'm just saying this to the typical way that they operate. You understand? That they operate this and the agents and those who connive with them and family members that connive with them. Especially when you go rent a house that many family members are dotting upon and seeing as their own means of livelihood.
Yes. So, quickly, if it was a stubborn tenant, I know about a guy. Like you said, he fixed some things, but you shouldn't fix it too much, so that they will not say, okay, so he has money. So he fixed some things, the ceilings, leaking ceilings, nets, louvers, all those sockets and so. It did not reach 1 year that he was asked to leave. They had some, fracas, and involving people started coming. He did some things. He did not let them know when he will move. He had made a plan when the house was a little bit quiet. He moved, took some his furniture, bed and all those. He removed all those sockets.
All the things he had fixed.
Yes, he had fixed the wires, the nets. He removed everything.
Yeah. Of course, he has the right to remove it.
Yes.
Because
so apartment in the Kulubu Pada.
So he left it just the way he met it.
Yes.
So I think it's high time the authorities look into these things, and they are making housing a nightmare, especially those irresponsible agents, wicked people who have no other means of survival than to feed on the pains of others. I agree, yes, there can be very difficult tenants as well. There are very difficult tenants, wicked tenants too. But then it falls more on the sides of the landlords and the agents, and federal government must do something about the issue of housing, and even the state governments as well. Advanced Security Operative rescue 8 kidnapped victims in Kogi. I'm still talking about Kogi and Kwara.
Before we move to phone calls, this one says, guard arrested in Rivers for sexually assaulting minor. Then no evidence Nigerians have lost faith in elections. That is according to Independent National Electoral Commission. They believe that Nigerians still have confidence in their actions, in their operations during any election.
All right, let's open the phone lines. It's your turn and time to be part of conversation this morning. 070-5555-1985, one of the numbers to call, and 080-5500-9850. We have a first caller.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Asona, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning, Mr. John.
Okay. Good morning, sir. John calling from Ilorin.
Good to have you, sir.
On the crisis in the oil sector, well, it is my own opinion that Pegasus and Nupeng don't have enough crisis that cannot be solved amicably with Dangote. To me, what is playing out here is the cabals that Mr. President and his government has been trying hard to push out by a reform that is going on there, now colliding with the opposition politicians to cripple everything, every step and every progress the president is trying to make. They have no issue with Dangote. They are politicizing the destiny of Nigerians. These same Pegasus and Nupeng are the one who went and met the late Yaradua that he should reverse the 750 million naira NNPC sold to Dangote by Obasanjo administration. They convinced the late president to take it back, that it will work. Now they hand over up to them, up to date it didn't work. What is the offense of Dangote? Dangote went to have his own refinery. Now you are frustrating. You are not only frustrating Dangote, you are frustrating Nigerians. Then let's ask them, Pegasus and Nupeng, where is your own refinery that you claim is working? When you said your own refinery was working, I said on this class that I will give you 6 months before I celebrate. You could not even bring out fuel for just a month. And people here criticize me in this class that I am always negative. But I know that they don't have anything that will work. Look at what they want to do to Nigeria now. Going on strike, they will shut down electricity, there will be increase in fuel price, and food this thing will skyrocket. This is not fair. It is not fair. Tinubu, rise to the occasion. Challenge these people. If it is one time you will do, that your name will be written in gold. Do it. Challenge them. Fight them. They are cabal. They are criminals of this country. They don't want our children to prosper. Enjoy your day. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Like I said, Pegasus and Nupeng, they cannot make their own refineries to work. Yet they want to kill a refinery that is ready to work and serve Nigerians.
Workers will be at the refineries, yes. Well, receiving salaries and not working. And security agencies too will be there collecting salaries, not doing anything. Security agencies that are supposed to be protecting the people. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Alaji.
This is Alaji Ayulabugo calling from Lalate.
Good to have you, sir.
In fact, 10% we did after meeting. The other day, meeting threatened to be on site. All our provision station was shut and we essentially improved the complex. Today, 10% did. Maybe today you have to search all the station did. Why are these people putting a harder yoke on the neck of the common people? What I just advise Dangote is that he should try to know how to handle these people. I think going through what Dangote said, he said he should increase the pump price. She had 75 naira to the pump price. This is not good enough. But Dangote should know how to manage the people. He should know how to manage them in the interest of real common people. Because anything that happens, it will lead to the increase in pump price, and people will be sleeping or local status for pump price for 3 days. Now, the mission of oil, let me say the presidency, they should take a good step to resolve all these issues in the interest of the common man, the seat. Thank you, Alaji Ayulabugo from Lalate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alaji. 080 5500985 070 5555
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Good morning, Papa. I'm Jerry from Palama. What happened in Kwara State? I read something yesterday that the federal government has looked at the military quarters has seconded the GOC of Ibadan to Kwara State, that they should go and help out there. So, what really happened, we don't know. But I don't think that should be easy. But if they think that's the right idea for them to do, let them do it. But those guys should be fished out and be brought to book. I think in a week they should be able to bring out some suspects. Also, I mean, because their hands. Between now and Sunday, I think some of them should have been arrested. Should be arrested. So that's when we know that they are working. Then on the issue of Dangote and Gasa, Mr. Patrick, we still see more because Dangote will fight back. Then Gasa will fight, and it's going to be a long fight if the federal government and the NNPC and the regulating bodies does not. I mean, if they don't put their feet on the ground and let us know what's really happening, something big is going to happen. So we need it's going to be part one already. So let us see how it plays out. It's going to affect Nigerians and all that. Then on the issue of someone calling about my brother and all that, you see, when you have literature education, people in the society, people seems to take politics with everything. What is wrong with that society? Even though Balaraja is not complaining. So what is wrong with the level of loud speakers and loud noise makers who just want to create noise out of nothing because you are looking for relevance among the people? So I don't know. So thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gili from the Colaba. 080 5500985 070 5555 Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Adimola from Ibadan.
Good to have you, Mr. Adimola.
You see, these thinkers on Nupeng and Dangote. You see, some people and workers are not serious with developing return of peace and welfare of people. Some people, they are working with Dangote. Dangote have workers, and they are loyal to Dangote. So they can join union. They should resolve. Working together to develop should be important to our people. They should settle down for real business, and they should not embark on strike. And this government, must state local government, and the federal government has constitutional right to pay money directly to local government. So focus, and we hope they should focus on agriculture and they should do the needful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. 08055009850 or 70555551985. Can still take one or two more calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. God bless you.
Good morning.
I'm Mayego.
Good to have you, sir.
Please allow me to speak in Yoruba.
Yes, please go ahead quickly, sir.
Ọ̀rọ̀ Pẹ́ńkásán àti Lopez ni mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Àwọn ọmọ yìí wọn ò fẹ́ ní kí Nàìjíríà. Wọn ò sì fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà ò dára. Tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ ni wọn ò tún lẹ́gbẹ́ àwọn ń bá fẹ́ ẹlẹ́yà kan sílẹ̀ by this time of now. Because kò sí nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe fún wa tó jẹ́ rere. Wọ́n tí wọ́n gbé lókè tó fẹ́ ṣe wá lóore. Wọ́n ìbájọ́ kan ronú pìwàdà ká bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run. Ká má bà ìjọba Tinubu jẹ́. Ká mọ̀ wípé Ọlọ́run ló fi sípò kì í ṣe àwọn ló fi sípò. Àwọn ò sì lágbára lórí rẹ̀. Ó ò sì lágbára lórí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n bá ṣe kí wọ́n máa wo ti Ọlọ́run máa wà lára nígbà gbogbo pé Ọlọ́run á ṣe.
Thank you so much. Ìwọ náà bímọ ó dáa ká tún wo ti igun kìíní àti igun kejì gbogbo ohunkóhun tó bá jẹ́ pé ó ń dùn Nupenga àti Pengassan náà kí Dangote náà kó bá wọn jókòó kọjọ ṣàṣàrò kọjọ panupọ̀ láti rí pé gbogbo ohun tó ń rùn pé ó tán nílé.
Yes, can we quickly squeeze in this? Hello, good morning. Quickly. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Quickly.
I'm Are you sure? Can that be a very benefit? It's on the fact. Who is telling the truth? It's on the fact. You tell like they should start one. On agent. They should.
Oh, so sorry, Mr. Warren. Oh, our time is fast spent and we have to go. Check your time is 7:30 and we will be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And yes, Bimba Kombi is my name. And sports is next. Today's matches talking about the EPL, Syria, La Liga, Under-20 World Cup, and some results from some matches. And of course, the FIFA Under-20 World Cup Flying Eagles that vowed to start well against Norway. And other stories. Yes, Victor is here. Victor and the girls. Good morning, Victor. You are welcome to the program.
Well, each time I don't know about the girls. I just hear Victor and the girls, but it's a wonderful morning. It's the morning after a beautiful weekend that I've seen us celebrating all across different parts of Ibadan, from the coronation week down to the international game that came through. And yes, the girls did show quality stuff actually. So if it is those girls, well, myself and Coach Tola, we had a splendid time over the weekend because we annihilated the Rwandan ladies who came through. But then, of course, it was a fun time. Rather talking about the World Cup qualifier, talking about the involvement of the Falcon.